Hey y'all. I'm off camera because look like crap today. Today was a cleaning house day and it's like 95 degrees and it's super hot and my cat just had kittens, so I'm looking like hell. Um anyway, as the title, I want to talk about gang stalking. So my experience with it, I've been going through it for about 2.5 years now, and I believe it all started when I was in my last relationship. Um, so I had caught him cheating. I walked in on him cheating, but he told me that I was hallucinating. So at first, I believed him, just because him and his whole family told me that I was hallucinating. And I thought maybe, that they were right. So I went to the doctor and I explained to him, the situation. And he put me on like five different medications for schizophrenia. Well, so I was taking those meds and I caught my boyfriend cheating on me again. And this time, like, there was no denying it, basically. So, I quit taking those meds because I don't believe that I needed them, because I believe that he was cheating on me the whole time. And so, I went to go check myself into the hospital to prove to him that I wasn't crazy. So, I got to the hospital and I told them everything that was happening, and they told me to get away from him. They said, "Get away from him. He's no good for you. You know that he's gaslighting you." Yada yada yada. Hold on, just one second. My phone went off. Um, One second. Sorry. Okay, so then our relationship, I still wanted to work things out with him because I really loved him. But I could see it wasn't getting any better. It was just getting worse. So then, in order to get me kicked out of the home that we shared, he got a bogus domestic on me. Um, and then I got put in jail, and then he just kicked me out. And while I was in jail, and he was all my stuff was still at the house, I believe that he had gotten some flying monkeys, as other people refer to them, flying monkeys to read my journals and gain intimate knowledge that nobody else should know about me. And then while I was in jail, I experienced some very little things, but still, like, they just knew too much about me, right? And then when I got out of jail is when I really experienced it. Um, so I tried to go to the battered woman shelter. They wouldn't let me at the shelter. They said I was unfit to be at the shelter. I tried to pitch a tent down by the river, and just weird stuff happened to me down there. Basically, I'm being like ostracized or exiled out of the community, all because I stood up for myself against my boyfriend and said that I'm not crazy. And because of that, I obviously, like, you gave details about him cheating and stuff, which, yeah, I regret now. But at the same time, it wasn't like wasn't trying to bust him out. I was basically just trying to stick up for myself and say that I'm not crazy, right? So I mean, if somebody's telling you you're something that you're not, you're obviously going to try to defend yourself. So that's all I was trying to do. And so, um it's been a long 2.5 years. Now, they've got my phones bugged and my laptop bugged, and every time I try to make a video on YouTube, this is like my 6th attempt. That's why I'm going live. So I've made like 6 different videos, and each time it keeps telling me that they're too long, even a 5-minute video. So, that's why I'm going live. And, like, I can't go to the grocery store, without them harassing me. Basically, it's nonstop. They got into my, online accounts. I can't even change my password because they're in my phone. So whenever I change my password, they have it. Um, it's very, discouraging, And, there's been days where I felt like suicide is honestly my only way out. Um, you know, they've tried to isolate me from my family by telling me shit about my family, so that I believe it. Like, I mean, it's just they will not stop, and they will stop at nothing to isolate someone so that they can further break down their mental um, barrier or just their mental state. So, one second. See, like right now, I got a message from a friend on Facebook and I responded back to him and it sent what I said twice, even though I only sent it once. Um, and it goes as deep as the courthouse. They've got me on trumped up charges, and put me on probation just so they can keep me in this city and monitor what I'm doing and my whereabouts. And then if I do any little thing to mess up, they can throw me back into jail. And when I was in jail the last time, they put me in a cell with the girl that was gang stalking me, and she was antagonizing me so much so that like I was about to hit her. And finally, one of the COs moved me into a different cell, but it's like I'd never even been to jail before any of this happened. And now it's just like they throw me in jail for any little thing. And like I'm not I'm not a criminal. I don't think like criminals. I'm a decent person. Um, you know, they make me go to therapy because they say that I'm crazy. So, I can't even have a job. All of my jobs that I get, they gang stalk me there. Um, or what they call mobbing. Um, so then I'm uncomfortable at work, or they lock me out of my accounts for work so I can't see my schedule, or it's just that they make me seem very incompetent at my job. So, I got a lawyer and I'm currently filing for disability. I'm hoping to get that so that I can get a place of my own. And because I don't trust my ex-husband, I believe that my ex-husband has knowledge of this, what's happening to me. Um, and he joins in on the mobbing as well as my stepdaughter and my ex-boyfriend and my mom's boyfriend. I believe that they are the ones that probably submitted my name to be on this list of people. I mean, I don't even really know how one gets to be gang stalked, or if there's like a list, or you get put on the most watched list. I don't even know how it works. All I know is that it's happening to me and it's very real. And, before, had somebody told me about it, that it was happening, I probably wouldn't have believed them. I know at first, when all these weird things were happening to me, I didn't know what it was called at first. I just knew, like, I would just describe like what's going on in my life. And it was one of my friends that told me what it was. And these people, they will ruin all your friendships. They will like tell lies to your friends, so that they don't want to hang out with you anymore. So basically I have like very few friends um that still talk to me. It's very lonely. My mom's boyfriend made it so like my mom can barely spend time with me. And then at first she thought I was crazy because she didn't believe what I was going through. She just thought I was on drugs or something, until I started finding evidence and proof online because these people are really good at covering their tracks so that, uh, nothing can be traced back to them. And, but my mom knows how her boyfriend is and how, um, I've never lied or made up stories. So my mom pretty much knows that like it's happening to me now. But I mean, like, there's nothing she can even do to help me, you know? Basically, the only thing left for me to do is to leave the city or the state. But it's like I can't even work or have a job long enough to save up the money to get out of the state. And so, they keep me stuck, and then I'm on probation. So then, if I leave, it's like against my probation and I can be arrested. So basically, they just keep me here to harass me. Ultimately, I think that their goal is, they want me to commit suicide because I mean, what does one really do in this situation if they can't leave? You know what I'm saying? So, it's just it's very hard. Some days are harder than others. Today is a day where it bothers me, but I'm able to kind of just laugh about it like these guys are pathetic, like, but some days is really hard for me. So, you know, luckily today is a good day. And my mom came over and I got to see my mom. So I think that that helped a lot. But like I said, sometimes they get into my YouTube and they get onto my YouTube videos or they get onto my internet. Um, for instance, I was on the internet. I forget what I was searching. Oh yeah, I was searching like what to expect when my cat had her kittens, and all of a sudden, all of the results on my page on my phone just flashed. They all changed to funeral homes, right? I wasn't searching like cat death or human death, but it's just like they do things like that, and then they make you think that you're crazy, because if you were to tell somebody that that happened, obviously they're like, "Oh, this girl's, like, seeing things," or, "Oh, this girl's going nuts," or whatever, but, I'm a highly educated, highly intelligent person. Sorry, 1 sec. Sorry. So, yeah, basically, I just wanted to make people aware, of my situation, what's going on. I know I didn't give really any specifics. Um, some of the things that they've done to me though is like they mob me at my job. They do what's called street theater whenever I go to like the grocery store or, like Walmart. Basically I could be at the gas station and um somebody will come in. I don't know, it's usually like a group of 2 or 3, and they will reenact thing private. things that have happened to you in your life, and they will reenact them right in front of you, like they're going through the same thing. And at first, I didn't recognize it because it's so random that you just think, "Oh, yeah, it's coincidence, somebody's going through the same thing that I am." But then after it happens for a while, you start to pay more attention, and they give specific details that couldn't possibly be the same. You know what I mean? Like, um, ugh, sorry, I don't wanna see myself on camera, so I don't expect anybody else to want to either. But so it's just it's it's a lot of things, and there is a document that I have on my phone. I will try to, post it. Basically, it's gang stalking harassment techniques and tactics, and I believe it's a list of, I wanna say, like, 14 things. There might be more though, but it's just what they use, and they what things that they do, and every single thing on that list has been done to me, at one time or another. Sometimes multiple things happen at the same time, um, you know, I don't have a way to really record what's happening to me, because my phone is, not the greatest, and it's, um, tampered with. So, um, okay, so like for instance, I'll tell you the last phone I had and this phone that I had. Oh, okay, so the last 3 phones that I've had. So I got an iPhone when I was still with my ex-boyfriend, the one that I believe, the one that was cheating. So while we were together, Walmart was having a sale on iPhones. And so he got one. And when I got my tax returns, I had planned on getting one. But he said, "Well, hey, here, I'll just buy it for you and you can pay me back." I said, "Oh, okay." So we went the next day after he got his, we went the next day and got mine. Well, they told me that in order to get the sale price, they had a consultant. So it wasn't an employee of Walmart, it was a contractor, and they had to set up my phone. Well, I didn't think anything of it at the time, but my boyfriend left his phone there at the counter, and we just went and did our shopping. So they set up my phone for me, and that was that. Well, so I didn't really notice anything with that phone until me and the boyfriend broke up. And then once we broke up, I noticed that like certain apps would be moved on my phone, or emails would be opened, or I couldn't message people, or they weren't receiving my emails, or my calls weren't going through, just weird random things. And so I just thought my phone was probably like malfunctioning at first. I didn't really realize what was happening. So then when I finally did realize what was happening, I went to the Walmart kiosk and I sold that phone for like 60 bucks. And I tried to buy a cheap phone, like a flip phone, just a real cheap phone. And they were all sold out conveniently. So I thought, okay, maybe that's true because it was right after Christmas, but whatever. So it took me like about a couple of months before, or no, it was like a month, maybe it was a couple weeks. It was like a couple weeks, and I went to Family Dollar and I bought a cheap flip phone. Well, the minutes I got for the flip phone were only good for smartphones, apparently. And so I had text messaged them, or no, I was chatting with them through my home computer. And I told them the situation that I bought, the unlimited package. And oh, hold on, just sorry. So, um, Anyway, um, so I got this cheap flip phone, and I had to message the people the next day through the company to try to get this phone on, and then they turned it on, right? So then I had this flip phone, but then the flip phone seemed to um, they still seemed to be following me with the flip phone or whatever. They knew my whereabouts. They knew what I was planning. I tried to call for a taxi. The taxis told me uh, that they had an hour wait and to call back. Um, that was weird to me. So they did that like 3 different times. So, or like I would call Casey's to get a pizza delivered, and they would tell me that they didn't have any delivery drivers right then. So they couldn't deliver it. But then when I walked to go pick it up, there was a delivery driver there. So, or just recently, okay, so back to the phones. Let me just stay on point. So, that was my flip phone. Okay. Well, then I left that one behind. I ditched it. And, and then I got this phone that I have, or no, another phone. So the last 4 phones I've had. So then I got one before this phone when I first got here to my ex-husband's house, and he was letting me stay in on a bed in the living room. And I told asked him to take me to Walmart to get me a phone, and he's like, "No, because as soon as you go get a phone, you're gonna say that weird stuff's happening to you." And I'm like, "Why would I? It's gonna be a brand new phone." Well, 3 days later, he's like, "Oh, okay. Well, I'll take you to get your phone now." So I go to Walmart, and I point to the phone that I want, and she grabs from a different column. And I didn't think anything of it at the time because the box, I couldn't really tell, like looking at the box, it was the same color as a straight talk phone. It said unlimited. It was the same phone, it seemed like. Except the things I noticed is when I opened it, it was it didn't have the stickers on the camera or the screen like a new phone does. It was just wrapped in plastic. So then I started and then once I got it, and then again, I had problems setting it up. And about 2 days later is when I got it actually set up. So then when I got it set up, um, I started noticing things like my volume would go up and down by itself and yada, yada, yada. So anyway, that phone ended up breaking and like the screen got really smashed. And I was dealing with it until it got so smashed from me throwing it because of anger. So it got so smashed where I couldn't use it anymore. And so then I went to Family Dollar down the street from where I live, and I got this phone that I have now. Now, when I bought this phone that I have now, I got to the Family Dollar and a girl showed up at the same time as me, and she was buying a phone too. And that's another thing they do is they mirror your activities. They'll say they're doing the same thing that you're doing. So anyway, so I didn't think nothing of it at the time. I just thought, oh, it's a girl buying a phone. Um, but she bought her phone and I bought my phone, which was the same kind of phone. And again, I noticed when I opened it that it didn't have the stickers on it. And their return policy is once it's open, you can't return it. So basically, I was stuck with this phone and I spent the last of my money on it. Right. So basically, and then, my ex husband worked for the post office. So they messed with my mail. And just it's just a bunch of things that I'm going through, and it's really overwhelming when I think about it like as a whole. But today has been a good day so far, so I'm trying not to let that bother me. So I don't really want to talk about it anymore in depth because then I start getting anxiety and I get really stressed out and overwhelmed. So, but I just wanted to make this video to let you know what was happening. And I welcome your comments. If there's anything that you guys are experiencing or going through, feel free to reach out to me, leave a comment, and I will get back to you at my earliest convenience. But yeah, I just want to make a platform, or I just want to have a space where people can tell their experiences, and we can talk about, you know, how we can overcome it together. I think that because well, I feel personally, people, we should all get together because people in numbers can fight stuff better than people by themselves. There's strength in numbers. And so, and I'll just say too, I will know if you're lying. And if you are a gang stalker or one of my gang stalkers, I can tell. Okay. So don't even think for a second that you're going to come on here and pretend to be a victim and think that you're going to get away with it, because I will block you and you will be blocked from my channel and I will report you to YouTube. Okay. So that's for all the fakies out there. For all the real people, please leave your name, comment down below, and I will reach out to you and we can start like some sort of a group where, we can, uh, y- we can talk about each other's stories and we can find a way to, get past this and to beat this, because that's what needs to happen is all these people need to be put in their place, and they need to be shown that we will not give in to whatever they want. They are not above us and we are not beneath them, and they will not control us. All right. Thank you. Have a great day. Peace.